Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard 1S24, operating a Southeastern service to Ramsgate via Rochester. This is a semi-fast service formed of two Class 375/6 4-car units. Set the train up and depart once boarding is complete. Note, whenever you see this board located at the side of the track, you must sound the horn. We are back in Train Simulator 2018. This is episode 3 of my Train Simulator 2018 series. I am, of course, KermMartian. Let us get the doors open and prepare to depart. As that little blurb just said, this is also KermMartian Live number 25. We're in a Class 375/6 train departing from London's Victoria Station. Get some headlights on. There we go. We are on the Chatham Mainline, heading as far as Gillingham today. And that's just about it. So we have an 8-car train. I'm going to be somewhat learning this route along with you guys today. Christmas is soon. Very exciting. Very exciting indeed. Looking forward to it. Doesn't really mean much of a change for me in terms of work because Startup Founder means work goes on. However, I will get a nice little bit of time to spend with my family, which is always nice. I enjoy the Christmas traditions of good food, good company, good presents, both giving and receiving. Hope you guys are doing fun things for the holidays as well. So let's see if we can get an idea of what our stops are going to be today. Oops, that's not the right button. Well, I guess we do have some things there. Pick up passengers from London Victoria, Bromley South, Longfield, Meopham, Rochester, Chatham, and Gillingham. So there we go. There we go indeed. We are, as always, going to aim for professionalism today. We're going to try to stay under all the speed limits. We are going to try to, certainly not pass any signals at danger. We're going to try to get everywhere we need to be on time. It is a very sunny day. Nice little fluffy clouds in the sky here in England. Unlike outside where it has become night and snowy and cold and wintry. So, let us hope for success today. We're almost ready to depart. At 9:37 in the morning. There's our timeless bonus. Doors are closed. Brakes are off. Off we go. We're starting at a 15 as we depart London Victoria. Interesting. I'll have to figure that out. Was that two-tone? Okay. So just the horn key by itself gives us the two-tone horn, and there is the separate depot whistle. So there we go. Easing our way out of London Victoria, watching that 15-mile-an-hour limit. We're going up a little bit of a hill coming out of Victoria, so we will have to put on a little bit of power. We have a quite narrow view out this front window here, so I may bring us outside for a portion of the journey. CNW Atheron RTR DC-9s and 2 decoders. Very good. I have some train things on my Christmas wish list as well. I have a decoder for my ACS64, my Cato N scale ACS64. We're about speed, and there's a little bit of speeding. I was never going to go perfectly, so that's all right. I was looking around for some VTR, Vermont Railway, and some CSX locomotives to fill out the more freight side of my N-scale layout that's meant to model the New York to St. Albans portion of, I won't call it the Northeast Corridor, but I suppose Vermont is not really on the Northeast Corridor. What else? What else do I have on my list? I want to get some micro trains couplers to do some coupler replacements on some of my existing rolling stock. And I recently found myself with even more N-scale Acela trains. I just can't seem to stop myself. So, I have a fleet of, next to me, 8 power cars, 4 cafe cars, about 5 first-class cars, only one N business class car, and I think a total of 4 business class cars. So I need more business class cars. Staying under that 20. There we go. We have a 40, and off we go. Let's get that speed up. I think full power! What up, Tari? How's it going? How's being upside down, Tari? Has all the blood gone to your head from being upside down for so long? Pico HO catenary are you going for there? We're in a 60 now, so we should go 60. Oh, no, we're in a 45. John Bush, good to see you. You definitely could see my train collection. So I have a video or two on my channel of my some of my N-scale trains. Specifically my P42 DC, when I was doing some modification work on it, including getting a decoder and lots more lights compared to what it comes from the factory with. I have a much upvoted Reddit page with my article post with my N-scale Acellas at a slightly earlier point in time. I should post a picture of my current collection. If I do, it'll probably be on Chematech and also on my Twitter. That's twitter.com/KermMartian, just like my username here. Our next little checkpoint is Wandsworth Road down Chatham, Maine, as we fling ourselves through this interchange here. Let's get a look outside at our train. Oh yeah! There we go. Speeding. This is what happens when I look outside. See how the brakes are on this. That'll give us an opportunity to check. Very good. AWS alert says something. Let's not go full service, but let's see what that AWS is for. We have a green. Well, I guess it was just a speed warning. It's pretty snowy here. So, yeah. I guess you can appreciate being upside down if you're also not bogged down in snow. I don't really like the AEM7 that much, I have to say. I don't really like the AEM7. It was around for most of my childhood. Only recently, of course, have the ACS64s taken over from the AEM7s. But I never quite got that. I mean, I don't think anybody would claim that they're good-looking locomotives. And since I only rode some trains with them in my youth, I never really got any sort of terrible nostalgia for them. I do like the ACS64 a great deal, and I like my Acellas, and they both have catenary, so my layout certainly needs to have catenary between whatever would be New Haven and whatever would be New York's Penn Station. And since many of Bachmann's N-scale trains with pantographs actually do work with catenary wire, they can actually take power from the catenary. I may do that. I may do that indeed. I'll just have to be careful that I'm consistent about which rail is being powered. If I'm also putting power on the catenary, it has to be the opposite rail. Let's get that speed up. We are not going fast enough today. I'm staying in here just in case we see a whistle board, because there was that specific warning about whistle boards. Also, by the way, this is a semi-fast service, which means it's kind of a cross between a local and an express service. Let's get that speed down. It keeps creeping up on me. How's that happening? We are on a hill. Lots of dividing lines here. ADOS says ding. It is snowing. More speed and power. Full power. At least until we get to that 45-mile-an-hour marker. Why are our windshields on? Windshield wipers. Let's turn those off. Nobody wants windshield wipers. It is sunny today. At least in Train Simulator. AWS, because we have a 45 coming up. Let's slow down for that 45. I hear another train. Hello, other train. I will blow my horn at you. There we go. Easily under the 45. And we need to stop here at her... Nope, we don't. I'm lying. JK. Next stop is still Bromley South Platform 4 in 7 miles. A little too much braking there. Ladies and gentlemen, the following service is not stopping at Herne Hill. Please stand well away from the platform edge. Going faster is always the correct choice. Like the somewhat loud and brash gentleman from whom I took my speed and power I do enjoy stepping on the throttle, at least in Train Simulator. Let's get that speed going. AWS says ding, all's well. Going up to 60 and up a hill. I can't say I have any new N-scale trains that I'm really looking forward to right now. Some new models that I would want. I mean, oh, that's not true. If anybody plans to make a Avelia Liberty, I do want that. I've been thinking about, I have no time to do it in, but I would love to whip out SolidWorks or another 3D editor and make a 3D model of the Avelia Liberty that I could 3D print and or put into Train Simulator. But I severely worry that that is not actually a realistic thing at this point. I don't think I'm going to get the time to do that, nor am I convinced that there's enough information that's been published about those, enough pictures for me to actually make reasonable guesses about things like proportions and ratios. We're not going fast enough. So what else? What else is new in the world of YouTubers and trains and all those exciting things? I think it's been about 2 weeks since I did a video. I've not only been very busy, but I had some dental surgery that was making it for a while a little bit painful to talk. You may find that I'm slightly less talkative than usual today. Hopefully not too much. We're about to go into a tunnel, which is why I'm not going to poke my head out of the cab here. Hey, Matthew. How's it going? Have you worked on your route lately? Matthew's working on a theoretical route. He was particularly interested in my reskin tutorial. You should go back and look at that in case you're interested in making your own Train Simulator reskins. I think that was episode 29 of my Train Simulator 2017 series. I can always link that in the description if people are curious. That reminds me, I need to drive my reskinned HST, my CPRR HST that I created for the purpose of that tutorial. Train Sim killed itself. Well, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. That's no fun. It took down your content folder with it. You don't have a backup of that, unfortunately. Speed. And about to speed-ing. AWS is clear. So this is actually my very first time driving this route. I know that it is a little bit dangerous to drive a route for the first time in a stream. I certainly don't have the trick, of the speed limits here yet, but I will learn them as we go. I have watched the Moleman 978, drive along this route many a time indeed. I believe he lives along this route, the Chatham Mainline, based on the fact that he's implied he's very familiar with the old and new Rochester stations. So I suspect Rochester, I think it was Rochester. So that is my suspicion. I, however, do not live along the Chatham Mainline, nor have I ever visited the Chatham Mainline. So I am looking forward to learning. The next station we will be passing through, ding. Oh, no, AWS. For what? For the station? I don't know what that AWS was for. The Diverging 40? That was weird. Is Kent House Platform 3. As always, I hope our people who are not getting on our train today are being careful and not standing close to the edge as we speed. Another 8 points there. Bother. I'm supposed to be going for professionalism today. Only 3 miles till Bromley South. HST does indeed mean Hubble Space Telescope. It actually means high-speed train, the erstwhile British train that's now been around for 40 years. Can go about 140, although it's limited to 125 on the routes that goes on. It was introduced in the 1970s. It is a diesel-electric train set used on many of Britain's medium to long-distance train lines. It is a classic British train. Yes, I saw that they are opening that bypass along the Pacific Surfliner, if I have the name of that train correct, which will mean a 10-minute faster route and probably much faster because the passenger trains won't get stuck behind freight trains. But as I've been reading, will also mean that there will not be as beautiful a view going towards Seattle, if I understand that correctly. Is that correct? Do I have my facts correct? I like to I'm quite fond of a rail going telescope cram full of people. I approve. No, our train today certainly is no telescope, and I wouldn't even say that a British HST looks very much like a telescope. I'm gonna put us outside for a bit. Ah, yes, I'm sorry. Different Pacific Coastline train, the Cascades, of course. The Cascades is the one that has the nice special paint scheme. I enjoy the Cascades trains. One of the many things on my train bucket list may not be the right word for it, but my train wish list is riding along the Pacific coast from as far north to as far south as possible. I suspect that will mean something like taking the Empire Building, hello other train, all the way to Seattle. Oop, let's not go into full service braking. That's not what we want. And then taking it south from there and then finding my way back across. We are passing through Shortlands. Our faces are also going through the Shortlands platform covering thing there. We do need to stop at Bromley South, so let's be aware of when we need to get our brakes on. It is not yet because we have a little bit of a hill to go up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are getting off at Bromley South is our next station stop in just about half a mile. As you depart today, please be sure to have all of your belongings. Thank you for riding with us. Specifically, thank you for riding Southeastern. Alright, we are going way too slowly. I need to be going 30 entering the platform, not a sixth of a mile away from the platform. That is a good way to be late. We are currently estimated to be 9 seconds late into the station. Alright, there we go. Now we can lay off the throttle and get ready to stop. And maybe put some brakes on. Maybe some full service braking. That's too much braking. Less braking. Virgin Trains America. As I said in another video, I hope you can convince what's his face? The Virgin's guy. Sir Richard Branson that that's a good idea. So he can do it. Now where is our S-car stop? Either that or our 8-car stop. There's 10 and 12, so let's say we're supposed to stop here. And do so. Doors are open. Here we are at Bromley South. What do we have over here? We have another Southeastern train. What are you? I can't yet recognize all of the British trains by sight yet. I'm going to pause so I can stare at this train. Specifically at the end of this train. This is a class 465 in Southeastern livery. All right. Carry on. Carry on, my wayward train. My boy Branson, excuse me. Put a T in his name that doesn't exist. What a peaceful sunny day this is. Birds are chirping. It is very unlike the thundering down snow outside my window. Being lit by the orange glow of, what are those? Hydrogen lamps? I forget what orange is. Argon? No. Argon's not orange. Tari probably knows. Doors are closed. Presumably the guard gave us the okay. I didn't hear it, but off we go. Next stop is Longfield, Platform 2. Unless there's a more British way to say Longfield. Sodium lights. Thank you, John Bush. Of course. We have 12 miles to go to Longfield, so let's get right up to speed. Of course, that means full power. Moving off at what looks like a sedate pace, but I assure you it is not, since we're already up to 30. I love that acceleration sound. Unless my ears deceive me, those are DC traction motors. I believe AC traction motors don't quite rise in even intensity like that, based on my experiences with rapid transit. Oh, I should tell you about my adventure with big rail trains lately. I've been continuing to go volunteer at a nearby museum, helping them with various tasks. A couple of weeks ago, quite a few weeks ago, about a month ago now, I was helping with spiking some track. I think I told you about that on... Yes, exactly. Oops, and we're speeding. It's what happens when you put on full power. You speed. I got a little carried away on the brakes, but now all is well. Yeah, spiked some track, hung some wire, catenary wire, all that good stuff, all that fun stuff that I'm happy to learn how to do. Most recently, I have been working on a 1955 New York City subway car. My sort of mentory sort of person, one of my professors from college actually, who volunteers at the museum, who is one of their longtime members, has been, and also a fellow electrical engineer like myself, has been guiding me as we have been doing things like ripping out and servicing all of the big relays in the control system on the subway car, rewiring all of the wiring harness that hooks into these control relays, and generally fixing it. It was having some intermittent control problems. We looked in and a lot of the relays were sort of shot. There was a lot of saltwater damage, it seemed. Some of the wires were falling apart in the harness, so we are redoing all that. I'm planning to go back up sometime this weekend and continue our work there. It may be the last. We may be able to test it out this weekend. That would be fun. So I may get to do some train driving as well, which is always fun. Give it a quick spin around the track, see how it's working. I suspect we won't be doing too much driving because we still need to make all of our fixes more permanent, like lace up the wires in the harness and make it all look nice again. This has been a very fun learning experience, so I have enjoyed that. Oh good, we get to go up to 90, by the way. For my eventual... I don't know how much I should say about this. People will know all my plans. But I have a plan that eventually I will have a need to build at least a short section of track, more or less on my own. So I'm glad to have the skills to do so, and more knowledge about how trains are put together, at least 60-year-old trains. So when I design my own train, the CPR-1, I will have a little bit more information to work with. How are we doing? We have another 9.5 miles till Longfield, rolling along nicely. This is so far a relatively stressless run, and I hope it continues so. This is meant to be a pretty easy run in Train Simulator, a 2 out of 5 pip difficulty. Just a bit of route familiarity. A bit of a break as well in between work and work. Lots of geopipe work today. I also have to compose my final exam for my multi-core programming students. So if any of you somehow found my YouTube channel, know that I will be composing your midterm tonight. Your final, excuse me. So, you know, there's that. And we're speeding over 90. Well, this train apparently can do 90 pretty easily. Good to know. We are losing a lot for speeding because I'm not paying close enough attention to our speed limits. So I apologize for that, but we're having fun. Can't always be completely professional in train simulators. Train simulator. Not sure why I pluralized that. I have to train myself to remember to say Train Simulator 2018. It's so ingrained in me to say 2017. I'm only like 98% confident that I said Train Simulator 2018 at the beginning of this video. That's a great question. I think it might. As a matter of fact. Horn, windshield wipers. Let me look at the track. Green light hiding behind that tree. That's a bad place. Somebody should trim that tree. Let's see. TPWS, safety system isolation. Oops, we're speeding again. Because I put on the throttle and then I started looking down at my console. What are you beeping at me for, AWS? For the 75. I am? Where? Oh, DRA. Yes. Wait. Are we talking about two different things here? Oh, speed set, yes. Sorry. Uh-oh. Something just went terribly wrong. But crisis averted. We are down for that 75. All right. I have to say, I haven't actually used a British train with speed set before. It seems pretty straightforward. Alright, let's get back up to speed here. I will give it a test. Why not? Might as well get up to that 90. Ooh, we're shuddering around a little bit here. Let's see, 70 miles an hour, 72 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour. 80 miles an hour. Still accelerating nicely. Still 5 miles to Longfield. The only thing... Oh. I can't do the long, long, short, long here very easily. Alright. 89 miles an hour. Let's give this a try. Speed set. Not convinced that that worked. I'm probably not doing it right. Let's give that a try again. I will get us up to speed. Operational error. Oh no! What did I do? Did I pass by a platform? Oh! Ha! That's fun. How much did I just get off for that? That's interesting. Alright. That's very interesting. Oh, okay. Gotcha. What, again? Oh, damn. Gotta look out for those whistle boards. I'm trying to do too many things at once here. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't get run over. Too many things to do at the same time. Gotta watch out for those whistle boards. Do I see another train coming? I do. Hello, train. Bother. Sorry, I'm just bothering those 40 points I lost. Blow the horn at the train. Blow the horn at everything. Blow the horn at AWS. Oh, that's what's happening. That's why my speed's not going up. Because I speed set. Whoops. Uh-oh. I broke it. Help. Help. Everything's gone wrong. Everything's just gone terribly. All the things are breaking. There we go. All right. Now we have something to do. So let's set this to just under 90. Elongated sigh. So among other things, I'm missing whistle boards, and I also clicked on the wrong screen, which made things minimize momentarily. So I apologize for that. I think we've got it all sorted now. I think everything is back under control. Hopefully our passengers have no idea how poorly things are going in the front. Doesn't even look like we have passengers. Where is everyone? Apparently I can't switch seats. Well, we'll just assume there's nobody sitting behind me. How is speed step doing? Speed set. It's inching up. Very good. Now the question is, how do I cancel speed step? Is it braking or is it just moving the throttle? I believe it's just moving the throttle. I think I set it to about 80. Looks like about 85. If that's 80 and that's 90. Maybe 83. There's Longfield. We should start slowing down for Longfield. Let's see, is it going to listen to me? Yes, it is. Very good. Bit of braking as we head towards Longfield. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's not like cruise control. It's like a maximum speed limiter. That makes sense. Thank you. Much obliged, Matthew. I'm learning all kinds of things today. See? It's not just you guys. I get to learn things too. As I always like to say, the day that I don't have anything to learn, life will be extremely boring. So I'm always happy to learn new things. 42, let's get some speed off. And let's be a little bit more conservative about the brakes this time. Also look for that 8-car stop. I don't see it, but I think a little bit more braking. Not full service, but just a little bit more. What do we have here? What do we have? There's the 4-car marker. Lay off the brakes because we don't want to stop the 4-car marker. There may be an 8 hidden in these trees. There's 8 and 12. They're at the end of the platform. So it's essentially an S-car stop. And we are here on time. Look at that. Look at that. All right. Professionalism. Doors are open. Passengers are boarding. And I think we need a nice little screenshot here at Longfield. Beautiful. Screenshots for days. Yes, don't really want it to throw the brakes into full service all of a sudden. Got it. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate that. Is it safe to say that you've done some driving on the Chatham Mainline, or is there another train with speed set that you have worked with, either in Train Simulator or in real life? Pardon me while I check my email. No urgent emails. How sad. Doors are closed. Off we go. Oh, I think we can do better than that train. I think we can do better than that indeed. Now I know. I don't think I've experimented with speed set in any of the other Electrostars that I have. I should do. Alright, so I have theoretically given us a current maximum speed of about 83 and hit speed set. Let's see what happens. Ah, the Class 91. Very nice. Very nice indeed. I definitely want to get some Armstrong Powerhouse stuff at one point. It looks like their stuff is very high quality indeed. From their rolling stock to their reskins to their roots. Especially their reskins and sound packs. Just about at 60 miles an hour. Our next stop is going to be Meopum. Again, I apologize if I'm butchering that. Oh, that was a whistle board. Let's not get 20 points off. Duly noted, sir. Duly noted. I suspect they just don't have the variety of things that DTG has, unfortunately. Unfortunately indeed. I wish somebody would get their act together and make a ton more American routes. I just don't have the time to spend on making GeoPipe generate train simulator routes, which is what I want. That is what I want indeed. Oh, I didn't comment on the fact that we're on third rail power here. Well, we are. Note the third rail next to the tracks. Oh, interestingly enough, the museum at which I volunteer, many of the trains, some of the trains, the trolleys are, it's a trolley museum more than anything, so trolleys, of course, have trolley poles for trolley wire, akin to pantographs for catenary. But the subway trains, the New York City subway trains that they have, were originally designed for third rail power, like all New York City subway trains, which means that they had third rail shoes. They put trolley poles on top of all these trains and converted them to pantograph, to trolley wire power. So you have some subway trains that inexplicably have trolley poles on top. I suppose inexplicably is not quite the right word, but you know. Unexpectedly, that's the word I'm looking for. A little bit more braking. So we can stop successfully here at Meopum. Meopum. That doesn't sound very British. Meopum. Something's not right. Probably my pronunciation. Oh, look, an 8-car stop. We should stop. Or just stop at the end of the platform. That works. Doors are open. We got here on time. Go us. I don't know why I thought we were going to get here at 10:10. That is a huge overestimate. Also, it doesn't look like you can actually leave the platform. It looks like once you get here, you're stuck. Good job, Train Simulator. Hello there, Harsh. Harsh. It's pretty harsh. Sorry. Not much. We are playing with some trains. We're on the Chatham Mainline today. I should have gotten a screenshot there. Well, that's still not bad. That might do, actually. Might do. Waiting for the doors to close. What's new with you? What is this red portion? Is this the first class section or the disabled section, the handicapped section in American terminology? I believe this is the handicapped section. Unless it's marking out the location of the lavatory. That may be it. That may be it indeed. Let's look forward and see if we can find any corroborating evidence. Here's the red again, but it's just going to be the same thing. The lavatory and what could be a handicapped area. I believe it marks the handicapped area. Our doors are closed and locked, but that little bar has not... Wait. Oh, sorry, that was the other train's doors. Good thing I didn't try to get going. Good thing. Hooray! That was one of my 2 guesses. Thank you. I suspect ADA may not be the correct term. I suspect the Americans with Disabilities Act may not apply to British trains. Maybe, but... It always sounds a bit weird that the British term is... again, I assume this is not a rude term. For example, the handicapped toilet is the disabled. That sounds rude, but it appears to be the proper term. I'm especially surprised because I believe it's more correct to say things like differently abled than disabled. So, oh well. I suppose political correctness does seem to be more of an American thing. I don't know. I am no expert in any of this, nor do I want to offend anyone, so we shall move on. Now let's see if I can set my speed set, excuse me, that's a tough one, to about 75. There's 80, a little bit more there. There's a little under 75. Wait, nope, that's 65. There's 75 or so. And we're speeding. Will you lower my speed for me? Nope. I will lower my speed for me. Very good. Now let's speed set and see what happens. Did I really pass a whistleblower again? Oh dear. And we're speeding. I don't know. Oh, because we're also going downhill. I don't know how much I feel like relying on speed step. I'm fiddling with it so much and missing whistleboards that I may just want to just go along with my fingers on the throttle. This is beautiful countryside, though, I have to say. I would love to explore this. I shall explore this in person. Look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful. Perfect 75.0 miles an hour. I probably broke it. See you later. So quiet. The reason I haven't been sounding my horn is not that I missed all the whistle bars because I was staring at my dashboard, but because I just didn't want to interrupt the solemn quiet of this area. That is what it is. That is absolutely what it is. It is not that I missed those whistle boards at all. Yes. Our next stop is Rochester New, the new Rochester station. So this is apparently set in modern times. Now in 4 miles. And I think we will see the old Rochester platform after the new Rochester platform. Or before. I think it's after. I think the old Rochester platform is further out. What do you want to ask? How can I help? KermMartian at your service. Little underpass here. Very nice. I'm wondering what those little yellow boxes are on the left side of the tracks. Let me know if you guys know. AWS says all is well. We have the high ball. A little bit more speed. Oop, whistle board. Spotted that one. I am operating the simulator from a keyboard. I do not have a rail driver. They're quite pricey. I would be interested perhaps in making a DIY solution at some point, but I have not at all explored what would be necessary, nor do I know. I assume that the rail driver is a USB HID device, but I am not sure at all. But those are mile markers? Okay. They didn't look like mile markers. They look too small to be mile markers. Those things. Oh, they are mile markers. Look at that. They're so small. US mile markers tend to be whiter, taller, and larger. Let's watch our train go by. Oh, yes. Let's watch our train speed. Very good. Thank you, Matthew. You continue to be a wealth of information. As Matthew says, and as the AWS says, let us power down for this 30-mile-an-hour limit. I have 5 monitors here, by the way, and I like to stretch Train Simulator across all 5 monitors, but my computer doesn't love simultaneously streaming Train Simulator while also rendering on 5 monitors. So whenever I stream, I tend to just put it full screen on a single monitor, if that is part of your question. Nice speaking to you as well. Hope to see you again on the stream sometime. Be sure to do those things that YouTubers always tell you to do. How do I do what? Have 5 monitors? Carefully. Carefully is the answer. Oh, look, an overpass. And a town. Hello, town. Are you Rochester? Are you part of Rochester? Could be. Might do. I'm not keeping a close enough eye on that speed. I apologize. I'm losing so many points for speeding. So I have a 6970 in this machine. I tested it out with a newer graphics card, and I was able to do many good things. I'm going to get a newer graphics card of my very own. I do not have it yet, however. I'm going to be getting a Vega 64. So I can power all 6 of my display devices from one graphics card. Welcome back, Caleb. I don't know if you've been here the whole time, but welcome back if not. Looks like we have very few people joining us from Twitch today, which I find interesting. I wonder what that's about. That's a nice looking train. I like those 2 blues together. Very pretty. Very attractive. But why? See also, how hard can it be? Ah, this looks like a picturesque little village here. Sorry, that's probably city? Little city here. I believe Rochester is a city. Village may be a little bit diminutive for it. We are crossing the river something or other. Hello, river something or other. Quite the river. Ooh, that's pretty. Which reminds me of parts of the Northeast, actually. In Connecticut, specifically, crossing over some of the bridges over rivers that are just coming off the Sound with many boats in them. Quite nice, quite nice. A sight I enjoy both from my Metro North trains going to play with big trains, as well as from my recent past taking the Vermonter. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, I have a setup where I have 4 horizontally kind of landscape oriented monitors, 2 on either side of a vertically oriented main 27-inch monitor, which ends up producing something quite good. I do like the result. There was the 8-car stop. We're going to stop quite close to it. Beautiful. Here's Rochester, and there's the doors. Let's see what we got around here. I hear some construction, so maybe they're still working on the station? That's quite a bit of development. In fact, it looks like they're still putting in some roads here. Wow. Neat. Quite a bit of new development. I'm impressed. Is there a person in here? Oh no. There's no person in here. This is going all on its own. Attack of the Killer backhoe. That's not good. Ha! That's fun. That's actually quite cool. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. That's actually quite a substantial level of detail. I'm gonna actually guess that this pile of rubble is part of the equipment itself. Sentient backhoes, exactly. That's really funny. That's extremely funny. Let's see what this one's doing over here. I'm keeping an eye on the little timer, don't worry. Our train still has a ways to go before it's time to leave. This one's a quiet sentient backhoe. This one must be electric. The other ones are petrol powered, but this is electric. Yeah, these loud ones are over here. Got some little offices here, unless these are porta potties. These are probably porta potties because these look like offices over here. I believe that's correct. Little mobile construction offices. Colorful tins full of who knows what. Extra rubble should you need some more rubble. More rubble. This looks like a jack. I wonder what they're jacking up. Looks like the kind of jack you jack a train up with, actually. Huh. Fascinating. Anyway, it's almost time for us to go. And in fact, our doors are closing. Timeliness bonus. Off we go. Good to see you, Rochester. Okay, I'm on train. Very good. Ha! Ha! Nice. Bob the backhoe. Sentient Bob the backhoe. Robert the Constructor. Not to be confused with a no doubt copyrighted similar name. Hello, train. You are quite long. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 cars. Let's not speed over this 30. Let's keep a closer eye on the speed. Here's the old Rochester station. There we go. So this is the old Rochester station here. You can see that they've ripped out much of the station infrastructure, like the shelter over the platforms and so on, but the platforms themselves are still here, and to my knowledge, that's still the case. I don't believe they've ripped out the platforms and made the track strictly parallel. Anyway, do we have to stop at Chatham Platform 2? We do. We do indeed. Those are very close together stations. That must be why they moved the Rochester platforms, because otherwise those stations would be right on top of each other. AWS says all is well. We are speeding, of course, because I am not keeping a close enough eye on that. This is what happens when I don't play Train Simulator for 2 weeks. I lose my reflexes, like, you know, the way as a driver you check your mirrors constantly. I'm not checking my speed constantly. That is my error. My error indeed. Of course, who else's error would it be? Entering the platform at a beautiful 29 miles an hour. Put some brakes on and get ready to stop. Here's the 8-car marker. See how well we can do the stop. Shall we aim for professionalism? I mean, we always do. There we go. That should do the trick. Doors. And let's look outside. Ah, that's pretty good. Not good enough, but that's pretty good. Pretty good. We've done worse. Let's put it that way. We've definitely done worse. This is Chatham Station. Chatham Station on the Chatham Mainline. Not Chatham. Not Chatham. Chatham. Very good. Ah, good question. My favorite British train. Well, I don't know how popular this is going to be, but it's the Class 801. Class 801 is currently my favorite British train. I hear that. I've grown quite fond of the HST. I haven't really seen much of the Intercity 225. I've seen quite a bit of the Intercity 125. What else am I fond of? What else am I fond of in British trains? I'm not knowledgeable enough about classic British trains, especially from the 60s and 70s era. I suspect I like some of those. I had some books as a child with some of those British trains from that era that I was quite taken with. I know that they were, you know, the classic deep blue with yellow British Rail livery, and I was quite fond of them, but I don't really know that much about what they were. Well, you say that. Sometimes it does a bit of a physics simulation of the trains colliding. It did so when I accidentally ran into... What did I run into? I ran into an HST with the CPR-R1 on the ECML once, I believe. I think that happened. Ah, okay. So the equivalent of what we'd call a cab car for the driving van trailer in the rear. You can certainly look on YouTube and find compilations, crash compilations, where people have crashed trains into each other in Train Simulator 2017. That happens to not be my particular favorite thing to do, but there are those who enjoy it. Oh, I'm yawning here. Excuse me. Trains definitely don't make me tired, that's for sure. I certainly suspect you will never see a crash compilation from me. Although, if I have a bloopers reel, which I probably will, you may see some of my 1 or 2 accidental crashes. Cabin, no storage, gotcha. I guess I'd call that a cab car. There's another term for it. I forget what the term for it is. There's an American railroading term for a locomotive that has no locomotion power and is just used as a cab. Oh, we should stop at Gillingham. Oh, not an emergency, though. Full service would be the right option. I left that braking a bit late. I apologize for that, but I think we're going to be okay. I think we are going to be okay in full service. In fact, we're going to be more than okay. Who left garbage on the tracks? Who did that? We are more than okay. Way more than okay. A speeding compilation. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? No, I've done quite poorly today with my speeding. I apologize for that. I aim to do better. I do indeed. So far we haven't sped dangerously, I have to say. It's not like I've gone from a 70 into a 40, still going 70. What happened in my other video? I think I went into a 45 from 70, still going 70. Goodbye, train. This looks very familiar. I think I've seen a photograph from, I apologize for keep bringing him up, but it's relevant in this case, from Moleman978 taking a picture here in real life. This seems shockingly familiar. I wonder what I'm thinking of. Great work! Oh wow, that was the end. All tasks completed successfully. Let's see how you did. Well, a score of 770 is nothing to write home about, that's for sure. But we could have done worse. We could have done a great deal worse. We unlocked some badges. 750 and whatever this is. We got a... Did it give us a gold star? No. I can't actually tell what our star was. I guess a bronze star. So quite a bit of speeding, as you can see. We were on time everywhere. Oh no, we were slightly late. 13 seconds late to Chatham. We emergency brake, that was -1. And for operational errors, we had 1, 2... Just the 2? No. Huh. Alright, I only missed 2 whistle boards. Alright, could have been worse. Could have been worse indeed. That's a good question. I'm actually thinking of doing another route. I think I need to build up a slight backlog of routes of, videos for my channel. But if I do, well, let's do this the proper way. Well, for those of you who are here, don't go anywhere. I'm just going to finish this off and then clip my recording. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for episode 3 of my Train Simulator 2018 series. We've had a lot of fun on the Chatham Mainline. I look forward to trying it again in the future. Please do, all those things that YouTubers ask you to do, like, comment, and subscribe. But specifically, I mean, subscribing is great and liking is great, but most important to me is getting some feedback on what you like to see in Train Simulator, what I can create in the future, what you would enjoy watching and joining. And I hope you will join for a future stream as well. You can find me on both YouTube and Twitch as KermMartian. So I hope you'll be able to join us live next time. Alrighty, see you soon and good evening.